Well, if you know that song, then you know this is a movie I have been wanting to try and review for some time. Let's talk about 9 to 5. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Dolly, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I'm going to review the 1980 comedy flick 9 to 5, released by Fox and directed by Colin Higgins, who wrote the screenplay with Patricia Resnick. Now, I've been wanting to review this for some time, and I hadn't gotten up to it. I failed to do this review like over a year ago for its anniversary, which was over a year and 3 months overdue for it, because it was released in December of 1980. The film stars Jane Fonda along with Lily Tomlin and Dolly Parton plus Dabney Coleman. And the three ladies are three working women who live out their fantasies of getting even with and overthrowing the company's autocratic, sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot of a boss. Yes. This show was already big. It was really big. Anyway, this was a star vehicle for the big time super country star Dolly Parton, who was already established as a singer, not just that, a musician, songwriter. It launched her permanently into the mainstream popular culture world. Yes. And it's probably one of my favorite chick flicks. So I thought, what the hey, I'm throwing this in just at the last minute to celebrate National Women's Month, or whatever the heck they call it, because I know I haven't taken the time to review much of female flicks, well, except maybe for the Hunger Games. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Reserved former housewife Judy Burnley starts work as a secretary at Consolidated Companies. Under the supervision of experienced and sharp-tongued widow Violet Newstead. Both work under the egotistical, sexist Vice President Frank Hart, whom Violet once trained and who spreads the false rumor that he and his attractive married secretary Dora Lee Rhodes are having an affair. When Hart turns down Violet for a promotion, Violet reveals to Dora Lee the rumor about the affair, leading both women to take the afternoon off drinking at a local bar. Judy joins them after learning of the dismissal of a friendly co-worker. Unable to think of a way to improve their situation, they spend the evening smoking marijuana at Dora Lee's house and fantasizing about how they would get revenge on Hart. Judy would shoot him like a hunter does a deer. Dora Lee would hog-tie him and roast him over a slow fire, while Violet would poison his coffee in a little fancy that makes you feel like you're seeing a Disney flick with a little combination of live-action animation or something like that. The next day, a frustrated Violet accidentally puts rat poison in Hart's coffee, but before he can drink it, his desk chair malfunctions and he blacks out after hitting his head on a credenza. Violet realizes her mistake and thinks the poisoned coffee caused Hart to black out. She and Judy meet Dora Lee at the hospital just in time to overhear a doctor pronounce the man dead from poisoning. Thinking the dead man is Hart, Violet steals the body to prevent the performing of an autopsy. But while arguing with Judy and Dora Lee, she crashes her car, damaging a fender. When Dora Lee retrieves a tire iron from the trunk to fix the fender, she discovers the body is not Hart, and they return to the hospital. The next morning, Hart shocks the women when he arrives for work as usual. In the ladies' room, Dolly explains that Hart hit his head but did not drink the coffee. Relieved that nothing will come out of the night's events, the ladies agree to meet for happy hour at the end of the day. However, Hart's loyal administrative assistant Roz overhears their conversation and reports everything back to Hart. And soon he summons Dolly to his office and offers her a choice. If she spends the night with him, he will not report her, plus Judy and Violet for attempted murder. But Dolly refuses, and when Hart refuses to hear her out, she ties him up and stuffs a scarf he had given her as a gift in his mouth to keep him quiet. Hart eventually gets loose, which leads Judy to shoot at him with Dolly's handgun. Yeah, that's really something, huh, folks? All right, I'm going to the ending now. Now, you know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Ultimately, the women discover Hart has been selling consolidated inventory and pocketing the proceeds, so they blackmail him into keeping quiet. When they are told that invoices Violet ordered that should prove Hart's crimes will not arrive for 4 to 6 weeks, they confine Hart to his bedroom wearing a hang gliding suit tied to a remote controlled garage door opener. While Hart is out of the office, they implement several programs that are popular with the workers, including an in office daycare center, equal pay for men and women, flexible hours, and a job sharing program where employees can work part time. Days before the invoices arrive, Hart's adoring wife returns from a cruise and frees him, giving him the time to buy back the inventory he stole. Before Hart can report Judy, Dolly, and Violet to the police, the chairman of the board, Russell Tinsworthy, arrives to meet with Hart. He congratulates him on his improvements to the office, which have resulted in a 20% increase in productivity. As a result, he invites Hart to join him on a multi year project in Brazil, and Hart reluctantly is forced to accept. Violet, Judy, and Dora Lee celebrate their success. Violet is eventually promoted to vice president. Judy leaves Consolidated to marry the Xerox representative, and Dora Lee also leaves to become a country western singer. Who knew? And Hart is kidnapped by a tribe of Amazons and is never heard from again. End of story. So, what did I think of 9 to 5? Well, I love this movie. It is one of my many favorite films from 1980, which that happens to be the year I was born. It is ranked number 74 in the AFI, that's American Film Institute's 100 Funniest Movies. It currently has an 83% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really good. When it was released, it got lots of good reviews and what have you. I mean, everybody did enjoy this. Some were mixed on some of the stars. Dolly Parton was well received. Well, now someone did say that the film gets lighter and lighter until it loses most of the energy established so well early on. Well, it's fine and all. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I gotta say, really something. Yeah, even President Reagan even wrote in his presidential diary that he and his wife watched the film a few months later on Valentine's Day. He said it was funny, but one scene made him mad. It was the gals getting drunk and getting stoned. It was an endorsement of pot smoking for any young person who sees the picture. Well, you know what they say. I better not say. I mean, even though that was the president's word and what have you, nevertheless, the film did well and it went on to make 103 million. And what can I say? It was really something. Of course, it was really good, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. I liked Colin Higgins' direction. The score from Charles Fox was real good, and all the stars were really good. Of course, we have Jane Fonda playing Judy, who was really good. Lily Tomlin played Violet, and Dolly Parton played Dora Lee. Playing Frank is Dabney Coleman, who, fun fact, years later, he and Lily Tomlin would re-team for the Beverly Hillbillies movie now, which I may not have talked about the series. I'm thinking of reviewing that movie later on. Playing Tinsworthy is Sterling Hayden, although his role is credited as the chairman of the board. We also have other characters, well, other big stars in here, sort of, which include, let's see, Elizabeth Wilson playing Roz, and Lawrence Pressman, who I know that guy as. He went on to appear on shows like Doogie Howser MD and what have you. Yeah, he played Judy's ex-husband. And Frank's wife is played by the late great Marion Mercer, who most people knew her, who actually that same year appeared in Oh God Book 2. I'm not sure if I'll review that just yet. I will review the original later on. Of course, she's best known for doing some work on several shows, appearing on several programs like Mary Hardman, and she's done other shows. Most notably, It's a Living, which premiered the same year as this did. And it premiered on ABC, but was dropped after 2 seasons, but came back in 1985 in syndication. The same thing actually happened with a TV series. About a couple years later, ABC premiered a comedy that aired in mid-season. Let's see. Now, it featured Dolly's younger sister, Rachel Dennison, in the role of Dora Lee, while Valerie Curran took the role of Judy, and Violet's role was taken over by Rhea Moreno. However, after 3 seasons, the show ended in '83, but however, it returned 3 years later in '86, and everyone returned except for Moreno, and Sally Struthers, best known for her work on All in the Family, took over the role. Now, I don't seem to recall seeing the 9 to 5 show. I've seen the intros, though. If I happen to take the time to find some episodes, I will certainly look into it. Another good thing about the film, back to the film, anyway, is the main theme song, which Dolly recorded and wrote. It became one of her biggest hits of the decade. Yes. Actually, while filming this, Parton found she could use her long acrylic fingernails to simulate the sound of a typewriter. So she wrote the song on set by clicking her nails together and forming the beat. The song eventually became a big hit, topping both the country singles chart and the Billboard Hot 100. It was nominated for several awards, including the Academy Award for Best Original Song. It won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Motion Picture Song, as well as 2 Grammys for Country Song of the Year and Female Country Vocal of the Year. And the song would also be certified platinum, the single, that is. In 2009, there would also be a Broadway musical. Now, they've been talking about doing a sequel, but back in 2019, that sequel plan has been dropped. So, I sincerely doubt that we will ever get something like that. But anyway, from what I've seen of 9 to 5, I really do love this movie. It is one of my favorite chick flicks. The whole cast is real good. I love the music, especially the theme song, which of course will always be in my memory and what have you. And the story's really good and all that jazz. So in the end, would I recommend 9 to 5? The answer is easily a hell yeah. Yeah, this is one flick you need to see. I think you'll really like it. If you've never seen 9 to 5, this is definitely going to be right up your alley. It's got a great story, great atmosphere, and great characters. And a great cast, too. So anyway, what are your thoughts on 9 to 5? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you, well, one of my monthly rankings. But I'm not sure which one I'm going to do first. It'll be either the first time watches or rewatches. Just stay tuned and find out. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for some of these other flicks and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. The upper right-hand corner is my review of, well, Bullock's latest film, The Lost City, now playing in theaters. Or if you want something else, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the back-to-back review I did for the 2000 Charlie's Angels film, along with its sequel, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.